Hello everyone, my name is John. Today we're going to cover the Olmec statue on Mars. Now if you'll know, they've got that big head bust, or that big statue, concrete statue down there, and they've got a couple, I think, in Colombia. They've got some in Africa. I think there's some places in Asia that you can find these. They mostly all look the same. Well, I've got one on Mars. I've got the image pulled up already. I'll put all the source files and coordinates links in the description below in the video. And I've already, this isn't the way the image looks when you first download it, but I've got it set so that we can save a little time viewing this. I've got my contrast pretty much preset already, and we're going to go there. I've got my spot marked there. You can see it's like right in here, right in the middle there. And like I said, the image don't always look like this, like when you first download it. You can see more, but I did the Skull Mountain on Mars. It's down through there a little bit, and I've done other videos on this, but we're going right here right now for the Olmec guy. So let's zoom in where we're going. Got to keep it centered, and you'll probably see what I'm talking about. I've got some comparisons lined up. We're also going to do a piece together. There's a piece, maybe a statue or a petroglyph that's right beside it. Now I'm calling this on Mars a statue, but technically I think these are just petroglyphs or geoglyphs. The ones we have on Earth are more like statues. And either way, let's get on with this, and I'll give you my comparisons. Best to keep it centered, and I want to go over this way a little bit. Now, I think you see this guy over here already, maybe not. He's right here. Now who is that? This guy right here. Let me go a little more and bring him to the front here. I'll give you my comparison. Again, you know, this is on Mars. You got this eye, this nose, two big lips here, and the chin, side of the face. Some of it's destroyed. You know, there's not much on Mars that's not broke. I think everything there is broken. You might find something underneath that's still in good shape, but underneath the surface. But let me give you my first comparison. Here's one right here, and like I said, I took this right here and I snagged it, and I put it in paintbrush. I haven't changed it, but I did rotate it. I rotated it about 35 degrees to bring it straight up and down. Now this guy over here, follow my cursor, is I think this one was in well, I'm not real sure. I had some that was from Colombia, one from Africa. I forget. This one might be the one that was from Colombia, but you can find them there in many places. But this is on Earth. When there's on Earth. This one, well, we're looking at it right here on Mars. I just rotated it, put them side by side. You see the little nose here, two little ports in his nose and his lips, chin. It's a little broke right there. The eye is flared up. Now some of these you got regular football-like shaped eyes, and you can find these ones on Earth, and their eyes will be flared up, kind of like that, like, you know, like you've been caught kind of look. You know, and this side, I don't, you know, it's, like I said, it's a little bit destroyed. Beautiful nose there. Let me remove that and put this back up. That's for here in a minute. Got the wrong one. Here we go. There's our comparison. You look at this and compare it to this, and I think we got a match. And you know, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but it looks pretty convincing to me. And so, you know, I posted this picture just a standalone and said, look, I did a comparison. But I thought if I'm going to do a video, I'll have to add a little more to it than just this one Olmec kind of guy. And so here's what we're going to do. I got to looking at this. Now, I've always said, how come that looks like a Planet of the Ape mouth right there? You can see this mouth here. It looks like the Planet of the Apes. If you've ever seen, not the new ones, but the older Planet of the Apes movies. With Caesar and, I forgot their names. Anyway, those guys. But this one looks like it's broke right here. Broken. You got the bottom part of the mouth, ape mouth. And there's some stuff over here. I'm not going to get into that. There is something over there though. Let me scroll like this. You can kind of say there's a face here, a mouth, a nose, two eyes. Two eyes, a nose, and a mouth and a chin. I don't know. It just kind of looks like it. And this kind of just looks like an ape mouth. If you've seen the old Planet of the Apes. And it looks like this section right here actually belonged over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put that back together. This one's still intact by itself. It's just covered over right there. A lot of things on this image from the left hand side to the right is kind of destroyed. So I'm kind of used to seeing that half a face. And we got a little bit more than half here. Almost 3/4 maybe. So I'm going to try to put this piece right here. And let's see if we got this ape kind of figure that I'm talking about. And you can watch me do this. I'm going to give it my best shot. You know, I'm recording as I'm going to try to do this. Now, at first I thought I was just going to do this area right here and try to stitch it back onto this mouth. Because it looks like you almost got two eyes and a nose. And we're missing a mouth. So I'm going to try to put this over here. But now, you've seen some of these monkeys in the circus or whatever, where they wear the hats and they got little balls. Well, if you look right here, it looks like there's a hat coming off of that head with the little ball right there. It comes all the way down to the eyes and the nose. So I want, instead of just taking this little spot and putting it there, I'm going to try. I'm just going to take this and cut it and put it on this, and I'm not going to worry about the rest there. And let me get my image over here. So let's give it our best shot. I'm gonna come around this ball here and come down through here. And my mouse pad's not the greatest, so it's probably going to jump around on me a little. I'm going to trace this out. Comes down a little bit, comes around, comes over, and then it looks like it's. Come on, mouse, don't mess up. We almost got it. Looks like good. And then you got the ball here. I'm going to try to take that and put it right here. Now, if you look, there's a raise and a raise, and then there's a gap coming through there. So I'm going to say that this gap here is where it does this 90-degree right here, right angle. Maybe it goes in between this gap or a little down lower. What happens when we put that there? You know, I'm already seeing some kind of ape here. So I don't know the proper position. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's up here a little higher. You know, I'm not trying to make this up. I'm just trying to give it my best shot, and it's looking like it's going to be like right in there. Kind of looks like it fits right there. Okay. Maybe I'm stretching it a little. I don't know. I'm just trying to be real with this. So let's go back here. Now that I've got that done, because remember, you know, let me try to get this right, where we can see this. Let's get this beside this over here. See, here's two eyes. Two eyes. You know, my cut wasn't perfect there, but I've got it put back on. And now this guy would have been right next to this guy. You got the Olmec, and then you got a monkey, And you've got, well, you know, I'm not sure about this. That looks like some kind of witch nose and a mouth and a chin, 2 eyes, forehead. I'm guessing, can't say for sure, but there's our monkey there, pieced back together. Let me try to zoom in a little. I messed up. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it at that. And you know, we've got different lighting here as to to this over here, opposed to this area here. So we got 2 different shades because they're separated, tilted. The lighting's a little different. So when you put it back together, it's a little discolored. But you know, what if you smooth it all to the same contrast? Well, it looks like you got an ape there. You know, that looks like a monkey's mouth, or the Planet of the Apes, Caesar, or something. I think there was Julius. I don't remember. I used to watch that when I was a kid. Let's see, there was Caesar. I can't remember the lady's name, or I should have looked it up. Anyway, that's my ape piece together. It's my little extra. I was concentrating on the Olmec right there, and I thought, while I was doing that, I thought, wait a minute, this whole section looks like it could actually shift over here. And you know, I could be wrong about this face, but it looks like this would actually go to over here. So that's my Olmec guy. Let me bring him up here, zoom him out. You see him down in here, and that's the ape there. Then whatever else you can make it. Other things around here, I'm sure you can find them. Now let me show you this contrast. See, you got to always work this contrast. All of a sudden we get over here and you can't see nothing. Well, you got to go default contrast. Bam, there we go. Now you can see. I always try to point that out. See, look at our image now. I just had that one particular spot set, and I'm just going to lose that spot we were at. There are things all over this image. Before I even started this video, I was trying to locate my area that we're doing, and I was on my way up, and there's places here. This is Cydonia, and like I say, I'll give you the coordinates, but below where we were at, I think it was below, there are faces, creatures, hundreds and hundreds, all side by side, the craziest looking fools you could ever imagine. They're not human, and it's I can't I've got theories. You can't hardly explain it though, and sound like you got any sense. So let me do this and go default. Oh, come on now, default. Well, that's kind of like the image looks when you get it. Okay, like I say, I think we was down here somewhere. And there, down here is the Skull Mountain on Mars. It was, I did the video on that. I think it was somewhere down here, around there. Maybe that's it. I don't. And then you know, it's a big image, and could have been down there. I've got 2 or 3, maybe 4 videos just on this image, and I've got other images that are nice. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short. My Olmec guy that I found on Mars. And hope you liked it. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.